First match being staged at this ground in the World Cup. There will be another one. West Indies plays Scotland here. And ready for the first ball now. Javagal Srinath will bowl it. Neil Johnson, who had such an outstanding opening game against Kenya, was the man of the match. Made 59 following his bowling, 4 for 42. There's a lot of connections here with the county, as you heard Sunil say. India stationed here. This is their base for the World Cup. The umpire Peter Willey played for Leicestershire, and so did Neil Johnson there. Took the place of Phil Simmons, the West Indian, when Simmons was required on international duty in 1997. Just waiting for the hands of the clock to come around to one of these idiosyncrasies in this game. That'll be bang on time at the start. And it's 11:15 play, says Peter Willey, and here we go. Srinath to Johnson.
Well, one thing you can say by the fact that both the teams had to wait before the first ball was bowled is that both teams are eager to get on with it. Zimbabwe having already won their first match, and knowing that the Indian team is without Sachin Tendulkar, would like to capitalize on that psychological advantage as much as possible.
Good save. Was well timed, that shot. Shot of a batsman in form. Lovely shot. So off the mark, Johnson, off the last ball of the first over. Prasad it will be who will take up the bowling for India. Grant Flower will be the batsman in strike. And Prasad's first delivery now. And he starts with a no ball.
He bowled a very good over Srinath till then, and then spoiled it all by giving a wide half volley to Neil Johnson, who was quick to latch onto it and get off the mark. 4 or 5 good balls, and then spoiling it all by giving a boundary off the last ball.
Grant Flower, very experienced player, 94th one-day international, younger brother of Andy, who is in the side as well, the wicketkeeper, former. Anxious to look around to see where it had gone. No. Well bowled, big appeal. There was a noise, but as far as umpire Orchard was concerned, it wasn't leather on wood.
An edge, because he would have been the first one to go up. I think it was the bat crushing the pad.
Edge through where third slip would have been, and a single. Here's Srinath.
Added to his weaponry.
Each other for the first time in the 1983 World Cup on this ground. They played 6 times in the World Cup. India have won all 6 times. Overall 24, with India 18-4 to the advantage. There have been 2 tied matches between them. Always one. A good save by well bowled. That's the first wicket. Beautiful delivery from Srinath. India have made the breakthrough, and that's the one that they really wanted. The inform Neil Johnson going to an absolute beauty.
Well, you had to be a corker of a delivery. He had to play at it. Look at him. It's turned him inside out. That is a real beauty of a delivery. And as far as India is concerned, they have taken the informed batsman out, Neil Johnson, for 7, and Zimbabwe have lost their first wicket for 12.
New batsman is Paul Strang, not usually a number 3 in the longer form of the game, and in fact only promoted to number 3 here recently in one-day internationals by Zimbabwe. Got 29 in the opening match against Kenya, hit 2 sixes. He's in there for that reason, in that he is a quick scorer, take advantage of the field restrictions within the first 15 overs. More notice as a leg spinner. No ball. 4.
Yes, Neil Johnson had to play at it. He couldn't leave it. And look at the way it's turned him inside out. He'll try and accelerate the scoring. Flower likes to pick the 1s and the 2s.
Just a statistic here, Sonny, which... Good shot. Wide ball, had the width on it, and played it very well indeed.
Has been very good. The ball has been going past the bat, but then Venkatesh Prasad lets the pressure off by bowling short and wide, allowing Flower to score a boundary. He's been sent for Paul Strang. He's had a couple of sighters in the previous over.
Well, he's not going to hit. That's pretty well played. Just a single down to 3rd man to get him off the mark. Captain, very experienced, of course. Tremendous weight on his shoulders, weight of expectations. Just off the thigh pad, will go away down to the boundary for leg byes.
Yes, this is the kind of boundary.
Out several seats. Probably 200 spectators would have got him. As in fact does Strang now does another overthrow. So that's the 2nd overthrow we've seen gained by Zimbabwe, given away by India. Paul Strang, the non-striker, out there in the number 3 position to try and take advantage of the 15 overs limitation on the field. Back in. Of Sachin Tendulkar, as you've heard, sad news that his father died back in Mumbai yesterday, and he and his brother flew home this morning. It is hoped that he will come back in time for Sunday's match against Kenya, and there's the replacement. Young left-handed opener, made a very big impression on his test debut in the recent season in India, and a chance for him.
Yes, he's a good player, good temperament, Sadagoppan Ramesh. I dare say God Almighty might not have got a touch to it.
Zimbabwe, as Prasad continues, and well, a tremendous effort by Azruddin, coming back for the 2nd, and that's very good running by the Zimbabweans. And that's what he's out there for. Clobber it over the head of the bowler, and that's going to go all the way. First shot from Strang, doing the job he was sent out there for, a cross-batted swat, carries Zimbabwe to 32 for 1. And as we watch it again, we'll change commentary. And in the commentator's box, Graham Follen, with him, John Embry.
Thanks, Tony. Moment. Just pick up a single down to third man. Well, they'll probably look for 3, but I doubt whether they'll get them. No, they'll just settle for 2. Colic shot, but effective all the same.
I think one of the key things is that when the wicket has a bit of...
So we've got the first bowling change of the day now. Ajit Agaka is coming on. He's replacing Prasad from the pavilion end. Well, he's nearly picked up a wicket with his first ball. It would have been somewhat fortuitous. It was not, would say, the best ball in the world, but just clipped and just a yard short of Ganguly.
Just continue after this ball.
And that squeeze through, and that looks like it could go all the way. And just stopped inside the fence. And we'll just pick up 3 runs for that. Just a nice bit of time in there, and he's actually, although the ball didn't get to the fence, they ran 3 and it was a no ball, so in total they did get 4. Once again he's flirting with the gully area, but just only picking up a single consistently.
Yes, Azruddin will be, I think he's got a 6.
And that's just crept over the top of cover. How unlucky can you get if you're an Indian supporter?
Ball foolish length, Strang coming down the wicket, doing what his role is, being positive, cover point, and the ball runs away for 2 runs.
Well, that's a nice reply. That's clean bowled.
Good ball from Agaka, foolish length, Strang coming down the wicket, just opening up a little bit, so just getting a little bit squared on, playing across the line of the ball. Hands by Strang, Zimbabwe at 45 for 2.
Very good win, the new batsman for Zimbabwe. And the reason he's at the crease is because Paul Strang advanced down the wicket. Agaka lost the off bail.
Murray Goodwin on strike. National cricket for Zimbabwe. In this match, their opening batsman. I'll continue after this ball.
And they'll look for 2 and they'll comfortably get 2.
This ball over there, just a little punch through the offside by Goodwin. A good bit of fielding by Jadeja, very common. Lots of cricketers around the world using that format, but not.
Well, that is a superb shot. You won't see a better executed square cut than that one off the last ball of the over.
And this ball from Agaka, a little bit shorter, giving Goodwin width. He doesn't have much trouble, executes the cut.
Well, this is an absolutely fantastic square cut, and one thing that you were saying earlier, John, is that the Goodwin was probably played most of his cricket in Perth, Western Australia, and there the wickets are bouncy and hard, so
just a little bit in the wicket, and he'll be mindful that, as Graham just said, that.
So there the bowlers are used. Agaka continuing, and that's a fine shot. Won't go all the way, but they'll come back for a third quite comfortably. Flicked it away, good use of the period.
Pretty long boundary out on the square boundaries on these grounds, Tony. Most of the county grounds, which aren't test playing grounds, tend to have quite short straight boundaries, but it's a fairly long distance out there, square of the wicket.
Just, for about half an hour or so. Got it through. Hit that really well. Leah. Also off a Gurkha, and here's another one.
Well, this is one of the strengths of Murray Goodwin. I heard Graham Fowler saying just now he's played a lot of his cricket in Western Australia. Used to the bounce.
Against either Australia or the West Indies.
That's correct, and in fact, of those 33 matches, I would think a large proportion.
Got it through the gap. We'll think of a second, but not come for it. Good bit of fielding, and a very alert mind on the part of the.
Played the West Indies outside of World Cups. Might have played, I think, in the Hero Cup in India.
Chipped it away again. Similar shot to the one we saw early in the over. So this is an expensive over from Agarkar. 11 come off it. It's now finished, and he'll be relieved at that. 64 for 2 from 14.
Won the Premiership this year, and of course their football team, middle of the Premiership table as well. It's a pretty good sporting venue, this. I'm just watching.
Certainly the batting looking a lot easier now. Good piece of fielding again. Jadeja really outstanding.
Crease and Cullinan back now live at Leicester.
Over, long off for 4. Fine stroke.
A little bit over pitched loosener. Grandflower latched onto it and went over the top. Mid-off still up at this stage. And one bounce into the picket fence for Zimbabwe's 6th boundary of the morning.
Job here. He started very slowly, but he saw it through. Difficult times at the start of the innings.
And that's a good reply, right up in the block hole. Well, that didn't go where he intended it. Again, a little bit of width.
Indians seemed inclined to overthrow today. We've had 2 already which have gained runs. That was
So earlier when Srinath was bowling, he had written down on his little ledger fast medium. But, I can assure you, having faced him a bit, he's definitely more than fast medium.
yes, medium. Interesting background, Robin Singh. Born in Trinidad, actually played for Trinidad and Tobago in the under-19 West Indies. Came up at a time in the West Indies when the West Indies cricket was very strong, and went back to
Well, short and wide and steered down to third man, but not too far away from the backward point and in the air for a while.
just wide of backward point. Scurried for one. They think of a second, but they won't come. Beautiful bit of fielding once more. It's the new player in the Indian team, Ramesh, coming in for Sachin Tendulkar, who has very sadly had to go back to India for the funeral of his father, who died yesterday. And Ramesh has already shown himself brilliant in the field. Left-handed opening batsman.
Well, that should be two, pushing hard. And again, not prepared to take on the Indian fielders, and I think that's substitute Chopra on the field for Srinath.
Well struck, hit that very, very hard. Cleared the field at mid-wicket. short and very
other strength, and he's a very good puller as well. And placement 100% in this instance. This is when he's playing at his best, when he's prepared to play his pulls and his cut shots. Just been a little bit iffish with the pace of the wickets. A game that partnerships are important to me. From the overs of 15 to 40, if you want to get yourself a good team total, you've got to build partnerships.
So the end of the 19th over, Zimbabwe 82 for 2.
Having said that, it's so important at this stage that we get this partnership going and keep wickets in hand, because I think that is the secret on these English conditions. He's been able to form partnerships now, try and get to 170, 180, get 80 in the last 10.
Well, he'll feel he missed out there. Just short. Just held it up on him, and he was.
Ganguly appears to be getting quite a bit of bounce for medium pace, and that did look like it hopped off quite a good length, which when you're batting first and you're in.
Well struck. Got it over the top of mid-off. The mid-off is in, and even though so a single off the last ball of the 20th over, 30 to go, and Zimbabwe are 85 for 2.
Anil Kumble's on to replace Robin Singh, who only so far has only bowled 2 overs, but they've been expensive. He's gone for 11. So Anil Kumble is now on. You think this is a good move, Sonny? Well, there's nothing like having a look at the new bowler before you start to launch your shot, and this is nothing like having a look at the bowler.
Well, India and Zimbabwe have played against each other so often now that Grant Fowler already knows what to expect of Kumble. Close one that. But this is getting the ball back.
A confident appeal from Nayan Mongi, but Peter Willie unperturbed.
I don't think Anil Kumble was quite in agreement with his wicket-keeper that there was a nick.
Helpful. You would probably only have expected him to have used 4 at this stage in this one-day competition. In fact, he's played more one-day internationals than anybody else ever. And that's it. That's a lovely catch at backward point. Robin Singh takes the catch. And that's the end of Murray Goodwin.
Well, he does have a knack of picking wickets, Sourav Ganguly. And, oh well, Robin, he's taken other catches quite comfortably. This one almost slipped out. But Ganguly struck once again for India, getting Murray Goodwin out. Zimbabwe now 87 for 2.
For Zimbabwe, and he's come to the wicket to join his brother, Grant Flower. And the reason Andy's here is because Murray Goodwin square cut a loose ball straight into the juggling hands of Robin Singh. Well, he's not off the mark, but he's at the other end. Well, that's through the vacant slip area.
Well, this certainly is an eventful over for Sourav Ganguly, warned for running onto the stumps. And now a possible opportunity if a slip had been in position. Very well bowled, good length around the off stump, good line.
Perfect scenario for partnership. both Andy and Grant have scored over 3,000 runs in one-day internationals, and people always think that Zimbabwe are minnows. Well, if you look at the amount of cricket that they played, I mean, 107 matches, you wouldn't say he was inexperienced after that many, and that's not a bad average either. I'm sure he would like to have more than 100, but there we are. The bat pad, and obviously he's hoping for a little inside edge. It's nicely played.
In position, you can't get the ball wide out the stumps. There's not much turn there for Anil Kumble. It's not a big turner of the ball, so he's got to really attack the batsman on the middle end leg. Cheek. That's why Nayan Mongia taking no chances wearing that grill on his helmet. That's exactly right. Unless you have a dentist as a brother or something.
That's nicely placed as well. That's going to run away down the hill. They'll be looking for three, but I doubt they'll get three. Just a big loud no from Andy Flower, sending his brother back. Just the two.
You could also get your teeth sponsored. This is the wrong one. This is the one that Anil Kumble has been bowling regularly to left-handers now. Wasn't very confident doing that earlier on, but he's now bowling that well. That's the one that bounces a little more than batsmen anticipate. It's a little bit more room.
Yes. And that's the end of.
Yes, yes. Good throw, Max.
Well, that's good cricket. It was a good shot, a good stop, and well run.
Field, very quick, outstanding fielding side Zimbabwe, and outstanding running between the wickets here as well. Now, normally you would expect the batsman to get just 2 runs because it's gone to the other side from his throwing arm. But look at the way Grant Flower has come in for the 3rd one, and they've completed it very, very comfortable.
That's just a nice open the face and run it down to 3rd man for a single. Just another single down to 3rd man. These two are accumulating quite nicely. That's, well, if there is any dissent today, Cammy's.
You just address the umpires as sir. When you take guard, you say to the umpire, can I have Leicester?
And those are the projected scores. You can see if they continue at this rate, they'll be on really accelerate now. That's a very well run single. The key to it was positive. Andy Flower knew exactly where the ball had gone, how fast, and that he had time to get in.
Thought that the Indians would include Nikhil Chopra against Zimbabwe. I thought the Indians would pick 2 spin bowlers in their ranks, Anil Kumble and Nikhil Chopra. Nikhil Chopra is also a very useful batsman down the order. Good fielder, not outstanding fielder, but a very good fielder. He's a 100%er, gives it everything when he's out there playing for India.
And that's nicely clipped away, but it's gone straight to deep backward square, and they'll just pick up a single. Made a comment there, Sonny. He's 100. That's beautifully run. That's a marvellous quick single. It was a good ball.
Standing they have with each other.
Well, that's just another single.
Very good job here by Grant Flower. Came through the difficult period. Opened the batting when the ball was doing everything. So just a mile to go.
I think with the two Flower brothers together, obviously they've got a good relationship being brothers, but the running between the wickets is their big feature. I spent a little bit of time away in the winter on England's
first one-day international against the West Indies in Australia and being run out with his brother at the other end. And the second innings, it happened the same way in the second one-day international. And of course, Mark came out to run for Steve's partner. Correction, another 23. Mathematics never my strong point. We'll be looking for a second and getting it quite comfortably. So this is a good partnership building up between these two. Just what Zimbabwe would have wanted.
just short of a length, just giving Andy Flower a little bit of width. We talked about them scoring singles and running between the wickets very well, that you should be pushing through the ground. Sorry, that you should be pushing through the field.
I'm sure she's carrying it for her husband. Well timed.
I can't answer that. 334 for 4.
So that's the end of the over, and luckily John Embry doesn't have to leave the country to cover World Cup cricket. As Gurkha continues, a very good shot. He struck it really well. A long chase in the outfield, just managing to put it back, and they'll come back for a third quite comfortably. Fine shot.
Good shot by Andy Flower. Just had that little bit of width on the ball from Agakar, who gave this ball a bit of width. He's got his hands through the ball, hit the ball through the covers. Lovely shot. 3 runs. Zimbabwe very much the bridesmaids in everyone's opinion in this group, but they won't think so. They'll back themselves to win.
Especially opening batsman trying to square cut in swingers. That's a very good hit, right over the top for 4. Gurkha proving very expensive here.
Excellent shot here from Grant Flower. Slightly over pitch, nice and straight, but he's hit right through the line. Nice straight bat, full face of the bat, hitting through the line and back over the bowler's head. One area.
And Prasad, but now they've settled down, and Prasad is now coming back just to see if he can make a breakthrough here. They need a wicket, India. There are those partnerships all building up all the way. Nice build up of those partnerships all the way through. Starts with a wide. There's a man out there. I dare say the ball hasn't moved around, or didn't move around as much at Hove as it did early on here. But we've seen wides down the long chase out there for the cover man. So-called sweeper position, and they get 2 quite comfortably. 24 runs from just 33 balls. There's no 4s there or 6s. He's just been prepared to work the ball around and develop this partnership. And Grant Flower 45 off 86 balls, and that equation improving as the innings develops.
The considerable frame of Ranatunga. We're back live at Leicester, where we may well have a wicket. We do. He's done the business straight away. Mongia holds the catch. A great return, Ramesh.
Yes, Jadeja is a partnership wicket breaker, and there you see him coming in and picking up wicket straight away. He did so well in Sharjah also, and that could be crucial for India's chances.
Flower departs, maybe concentration broken by the drinks break. That happens quite often, doesn't it?
Yes, pretty innocuous looking delivery, and there the Flower going for that big drive wasn't to the pitch of the delivery and was neatly held by the keeper.
Well, in the end of Grant Flower, a much needed wicket for the Indians, and they stand at 143 for 4. Alistair Campbell, the new batsman for Zimbabwe, have just lost Flower, who was going very well indeed, 143 for 4, and just, I think to the amazement of everyone, has given Sean Pollock out 7 wickets down over at Northampton, South Africa. Meanwhile, Alistair Campbell's at the crease in Leicester.
There was early life in this wicket. Just a single. He's off the mark now.
So down to number 6. I think they're trying to use Neil Johnson to accelerate the scoring in the initial stages, with Grant Flower doing the anchors.
You would say that he's a better player now than his average suggests.
He certainly is. And he's been very impressive in the matches that we've seen him in India. Alistair Campbell. It's 149 for 4 after 34 overs.
Javagal Srinath coming back on. Well, that is just pure disdain. To add insult to injury, it was a no ball as well.
Coming round the wicket.
But this is the big no ball by Javagal Srinath. He's bowled very well. Before this shot, he had given away only 12 runs off 6 overs and had also taken a wicket.
He's picked that up beautifully. Just a flick of the wrist.
And it's not a bad ball, so you can...
He's found one of the 2 men out in the deep on the leg side. There's a deep backward square and a deep fine leg, but well, that's it very nicely on the up. Straight to cover point deep.
A late order charge of 20 runs in a couple of overs can make a difference. Here India have conceded 27 extras.
Mohamed Azharuddin won't be pleased with that fielding. That's used to in this World Cup.
Well, yes, this is something that the Indians have to try. India have bowled plenty of wides and no balls, 28 so far wides and no balls, and with around a little over 40 minutes left and 14 overs after this, it's going to take a big effort for them to complete their 50 overs in time.
A bit of fortune there for Andy Flower. He squeezed that onto the pad and it misses Thompson, went down to 3rd man. And
in a little over 40 minutes, India have to complete 14 overs after this ball. And with Srinath, Prasad and Agarkar to do a bit of bowling, that's going to be tough. Well, that over it hasn't been helped by the number of wides and no balls that the Indians have bowled. The match referee will decide whether any overs need to be taken off for the Indians.
Well, even Clive Lloyd's West Indian team during the 80s managed 14 an hour.
If you don't actually look at the wides and no balls bowled, then the Indians would have actually been all right with the over rate.
Well, that now is the 24th extra ball that will have to have been bowled instead of doing it the ball before. Well, that's gone high and wide. It'll drop safely and will go all the way for 4.
Way to describe this, because he's hit it in the middle of the bat, just a little bit of width he got from Jadeja. Jadeja had been cramping the left-handers bowling at their pads. Now this one, the first ball of a fresh over, he's bowled a little bit wide outside the off stump, and that was just what Alistair Campbell, the Zimbabwe captain, was waiting for. Having begun cautiously, he's catching up with the number of deliveries he's faced.
That's good cricket from Alistair Campbell. He's nearly 30 extra balls so far on a sporting wicket, and Zimbabwe are on top. It will be down to India. Well, that's very well run indeed. Well adjusted.
Zimbabwe to bat. They were hoping to have them on the ropes very early on. We have to say that Srinath and Prasad did bowl very well with the new ball. But then things started to go just a little bit wrong with the wides, no balls.
Been hit for 4 or 3 or 2, and also some bad balls. Very inconsistent performance from India, not one of their best. Kumble's going at over 4 and over at the moment.
Out on Sachin Tendulkar.
Sliced away. And that's going to be 3. Oh no, he sent him back. No, it's good fielding by Robin Singh.
One of the quicker movers in the Indian team, Robin Singh, able to restrict it to only 2. Speed, agility, the key to one-day cricket. I don't know too many bowlers who would allow a run to be scored when the ball is hit straight to them. Very, very quick to stop a run of their own bowling bowlers. But this time, Kumble conceding a single.
They struggled to finish their overs in the allotted time. So that is very sloppy cricket from India. It should only have been a single. Glorious. This is Andy Flower's first boundary. It was a good one.
Ajit Agarkar once again going to go for the big hits, the big runs, the big boundaries. The time to look for the ones and twos is gone. They've got wickets in hand. Their batsmen are well set. And they do.
That's going to run away. Coming from it, and it takes Zimbabwe past the 200. They're 201 for 4. And if you're coming into the last 10 overs, you've only lost 4 wickets. You're already above
50 overs. And then they might not even get to bat 50 overs because their over rate has been pretty slow, thanks to all those no balls and wides that they've bowled.
Well bowled. That's a lovely ball from Olonga. Completely deceived Alistair Campbell. He was looking for the leg spin. It wasn't.
Well, this is one way the Indians will stop Zimbabwe from piling up a big score. That is by taking wickets. Beautifully bowled is Googly. Alistair Campbell didn't read it. He thought it was the one that was going to come on straight, but he's played his part. 24 of 29 deliveries, 203 for 5.
Guy Whittle, the new batsman, he's in to join Grant Flower because Alistair Campbell was completely deceived by this beautiful googly. It's a big appeal. Peter really says no.
That they have bowled at 215 when they bat. Match referee will have to determine whether there have been any other circumstances that have caused the over rate to be as slow as this. Cammy Smith, former West Indies opening batsman, a real swashbuckler. Cammy Smith in his days, back in the 1960s, and now very popular ICC match referee, former president of the Barbados Cricket Association as well. Guy Whittle gets off the mark. So
his younger brother Grant, the leading run scorers in one-day international cricket for Zimbabwe. Not surprising. To do the damage.
Bowled him. Googly is doing the trick here for Anil Kumble.
Anil Kumble, nice eye action. Slanting that ball into the right-handed batsman. Bat next to the pad, and Guy Whittle out for 4, and the Zimbabwe total goes on 212 for 6.
New batsman is Stuart Carlisle.
Light of getting the 50 overs in. They can't afford to get bowled out.
Well, if they continue like this, they will. That's a beautiful delivery. Yorker. And they've lost their 7th now, so they're losing their way here. Zimbabwe, 215 for 7, and India have struck back.
Ahmed Azruddin requires of him this ball, in-swinging Yorker. Very good ball by him. Very difficult ball for Stuart Carlisle to face. Stuart Carlisle leaves the scene with 1 run. Zimbabwe 215 for 7.
.215 for 7 then, and Zimbabwe have lost.
They very much concentrated on bowling length, back of the length. There was a lot of movement. Opportunity to Andy Flower to run through for the 2nd.
Flores worked the ball around really well, just the 2 boundaries from his 76 deliveries, but he has used the he's found the gap and he struck it well enough. Outfield is fast, and that'll go for 4. Very useful boundary indeed.
There's an action shot by Heath Street, well balanced, long half volley from Srinath, didn't quite find that Yorker length.
There's the reverse sweep, first time we've seen it for the day, and it's been very well played indeed and will gain 3 runs. And 3 very valuable runs off the last ball of Anil Kumble's 10 overs. 10 overs, 2 for 42, and it's 236 for 7.
One, for some strange reason, came off. It just shows the importance of running between the wickets and calling the basics of the...
Now just in the 2 overs and 2 balls remain. Yes, and I think that's going to be what we're going to see from here on. Heath-Streak is a big hitter, and in fact almost carried across.
Held the ball back a little bit, bowled the ball at the back of his hand, but Heath-Streak, very strong young man.
In the air, and the catch for Mongia, the keeper. It'll come down with ice on it, but he holds on.
For this occasion, but Heath-Streak taking a wild swing across the line, and Mongia judging a good streak. 14 and 18 balls, and the Zimbabwe total 244 for 8. Tucking him up, not giving him room to get his arms through the ball.
Certainly has learned from his experience at Hove when he was short and down the leg side to Jonty Rhodes, who really smashed him all over the ground for being too short. He's now been fuller rather than shorter, and in fact sprayed it down the leg side for a wide. And
extras have just gone up to 50. The second highest run scorer in the side after Andy Flower. Discipline today.
just over the head of Azruddin, and they'll come back for 2. So 1 over left for Zimbabwe. They've reached 250. They've done really well to get there, and they're 250 for 8.
Let's have a good total bowl ad.
Prasad bowls the last over. So we'll see some good old-fashioned slogging here. Caught behind, he walks. Just trying to run it down to third man. The edge found, and Edo Brandis goes, so that Henry Olonga will have to come in with just 4 deliveries remaining. Zimbabwe 251 for 9.
This ball from Prasad, didn't pitch it up to Edo Brandis. It's an interesting situation. The bowlers are told to pitch the ball well up towards the end of the innings, but a lot depends who is actually batting. If you've got a batsman in, it's not the situation you want to be in, but if you've got a tail ender in who likes the ball pitched up, it's sometimes not a bad idea.
Henry Olonga comes in, the fast bowler, number 11, with just 4 deliveries remaining. So we come to the last ball of the innings now. Zimbabwe 252 for 9, and Olonga just trying to get bat on it. And just the single taken. So Zimbabwe finish at 253 from their 50 overs, and India will have to get 254 to win. The match referee will have to determine just how many overs they will have to get those runs. But at the cutoff point of 215, they had only bowled 46 overs at Zimbabwe, and if there are no other considerations as far as the calculations by Cammy Smith are concerned, they will only have 46 overs to bat. We'll just wait for confirmation of that. But Zimbabwe 253 for 9, that is a demanding target in any circumstances. And India, of course, without Sachin Tendulkar, their main batsman today. He's gone back to India for the funeral of his father, who sadly passed away yesterday.
This morning by Mohammad Azruddin. Got off to a poor start when Neil Johnson got a good ball from Srinath. Grant Flower batted very, very well. Paul Strain came in at number 3 as pinch hitter. Got 18 in 26 balls, which set the innings off in good motion. Murray Goodwin 17 got in, but it was well caught by Singh in the gully. Andy Flower, 69 not out. Great knock from him today. Worked the ball around beautifully. Didn't hit many fours, but just accumulated the runs, gave the strike away and got the strike back. Alistair Campbell, the captain, came in, got on with it, very positive. 24 in 29 balls. Guy Whittle, bemused by Kumble, got a ball that just slanted into him. He was bowled by Kumble for 4. Stuart Carlisle bowled Srinath almost as soon as he came in. Got a good in-swinging Yorker. Heath Streak, Ed O'Brandy's, Henry Olonga being the bits and pieces players. But Zimbabwe be very pleased with 253 for 9.
And India very indisciplined with their bowling. 21 wides and 16 no balls, 37 additional deliveries that they had to bowl, and that's one of the main reasons why, in fact, they took so long to get through their 50 overs. Very expensive once more. Agakar with 1 for 71. Top bowlers, as you would expect, being Srinath 2 for 34, Kumble 2 for 42. But a real headache for Mohammad Azharuddin today, and he won't be happy at all with how his bowlers responded.
He's a very good user of the new ball. He's a handful, particularly for the right-handers, but if he can get that incoming ball to the left-hander right, he'll cause problems to them as well. And India off straight away with a boundary. It was a gift, really, a full toss. Graham, and as an opening batsman, you won't mind receiving such a delivery first up.
I think I'd be rather pleased to get a gentle full toss first ball. It's done quite a few things. That it's given the batsman confidence. It's knocked 4 off the total. And then O'Brandy's is still going to have to loosen up. Well, so far.
Up or loosen up.
Runs again. And that'll be another 2.
Very good timer of the ball. So also is Sadagoppan Ramesh. Very good record that. Average 41.5.
And a wide.
From the Indian point of view, they would hope that it is infectious, and so the Indians bowled. So at least that.
Well, another eventful over in this game. That's the first one for India, and they'll be happy with it. They're 8 for none. And at Northampton. Neil Johnson to open the attack.
What the Indians would not be hoping for is fielding like this, because there was a legitimate single in it till Grant Flower threw himself. What they don't want to do, Graham, is to bowl to Saurav Ganguly on the off stump, because he is very, very fluent. Gaps. He's got that priceless ability to be able to hit the ball between the fielders without much effort. Have a look at this, hardly any follow through, but the ball is rocketed off the bat.
So would you be an advocate of legitimate tactic and one worth considering? Well, that's brilliantly taken. That's so unfortunate for Saurav Ganguly. A loose ball pulled it straight down Ed O'Brandy's throat, and India have lost their first wicket for 13.
He's very disappointed with himself, because he knows that he shouldn't have been playing that shot. Wasn't in control. Plenty of responsibility on his shoulders now that Sachin Tendulkar wasn't playing. Saurav Ganguly knew that he had to play a big innings. He's not done that. He's out for 9. India have lost their first wicket for 13.
Well, there's an unusual sight. Rahul Dravid, the new batsman without any headgear whatsoever. No cap, no helmet, nothing. And he's come to the crease because and at the end of the second over, India now he's collected one. I hope he's got his box on.
The footwork comes a little later once he gets set, but at least at the beginning of the innings he tends to play through the line of the ball, but just a little careful here.
Well, that's a glorious shot. You'll not see a better time shot than that. Almost effortless.
On his pad, it was really asking to be punched away, and he's done it in style, Ramesh.
It's great balance and great timing.
But it's a little bit difficult to control.
Well, I don't know how on earth that has missed the stumps. Ramesh looking to leave the ball. It proves that you're in good.
Once again, if Gary Kirsten's watching, he would be saying, why does it not happen to me that the ball takes the inside edge and goes past the stumps without dislodging the stumps?
Well, that's slashed wide of first slip. A fumble, but they'll only get one. Ramesh and Dravid at the crease, but the most experienced man in international cricket, Mohammad Azharuddin, is in next. He's played more one-day internationals than anybody else. He's also scored more runs than anybody else. And there he is. Doesn't he look stressed out? Johnson. Jack Mohan Dalmia, president of the ICC, on the left. Right, Raj Singh Dungnapur, president. And I'll just pick up the two there. Well, that's very nicely played. That bounced more than he expected, and he adjusted beautifully. Need time, hasn't he, Sonny? He just looks easy.
Yes, he plays the ball very late.
And that's well adjusted too. I mean, quite surprised by well, the misfield brings a single.
Fielding. Only a single accrued to the Indians.
Beautifully played.
Years he's been criticised for not being able to capitalise on the opportunities earlier on, but in the last season he's become a lot more positive. If a bad delivery comes on early in his innings, he's quite prepared to lay bat to ball. This is a terrific shot.
That's nicely clipped away for four as well.
Where he had given a little bit wit to Rahul Dravid, this time bowling at his pads. You don't bowl to the pads of batsmen of the subcontinent. They are such wristy players.
Just a single.
Bobby Simpson talking to Sourav Ganguly. And the first ball from Heath Streak, wide. And Heath Streak straight down the leg side this time, overcompensating for the swing, and ball being played down to fine leg, and they go through for 2 runs. We don't know here, but obviously very lively, and the South African bowlers making full use of it.
Great catch by Grant Flower there. Again, very wide ball, wide and full. Probably would have been a easy wide. It's given it the full treatment, only got it a foot off the ground, and it's a great diving catch at point by Grant Flower.
Very important wicket for Zimbabwe this. Ball of foolish length. Dravid getting to the pitch of it, but not quite getting over the ball, and great catch by Grant Flower in the covers. Very reminiscent of the wide ball that he got out to David in his innings.
Very reminiscent, but at a stage like this where we've not bowled very well, and possibly the field's a little bit down.
44 for 2, India. Mohamed Azharuddin coming to the crease.
As he's bowled a bad ball, and he's been repaid with a wicket by some great fielding.
Bit of excitement there from the Zimbabwe fielders. This ball, good seam, nice and upright, holds its pace, but the ball just clipping the pad. Good decision by umpire Willie, and a good take in the end by Andy Flower. India in this innings are 45 for 2 off 7 overs, going very well. Aided by some wayward bowling by Zimbabwe. Ramesh 15. Streaky 4 runs, but 4 runs nonetheless, and very welcome from the Indian captain. Put you in.
It was one of those tosses that we certainly were in that let's lose the toss mode, because we would have put them in as well. But having said that, I was very comfortable to be batting first. I just felt it was a really good wicket. We knew it would seam around a little bit early when the ball was new, but by and large it looks a good batting wicket, and it's going to be a good batting wicket all day.
Ball works away on the square leg. Ball just short of a length. And disappointment etched on the face of Neil Johnson. Hit the ball on the up, over the top of where second slip would have been.
It's a deliberate open face shot. I don't think Neil should be...
Heath Streak. India require 199 runs to win. Shoddy fielding there at mid-wicket. Murray Goodwin and culprit on this occasion. The pull of their bowlers on this occasion. Murray Goodwin not quite getting down quick enough, and the ball sneak. And that's a good catch by Alistair Campbell at first slip. Just what we were talking about. Length, ball swinging away. David.
Absolutely. Well, again, it's that good line, a little bit of a channel just outside the off stump, just swinging away, and found the outside edge. Nice safe pair of hands in Alistair Campbell at first slip.
Mohamed Azharuddin 7, and India are 56 for 3. Ajay Jadeja coming to the crease. The captain, Alistair Campbell.
short. Bit leg side-ish again.
And Jada's one-day international career, 166 matches, 500s in that total, 25 50s, averaging 36.20. Very good. And best score of 119.
Very experienced campaigner, AJ Jadeja. I know when I was playing club cricket over here a few years ago, before I was coach of Worcester, played against AJ, and he was playing up then, I think, in the South Durham, North Yorkshire leagues. So he's been over here for a few years, and he'll have an idea of the English conditions.
Yes, David, English conditions is something that a lot of people,
well, as I'm sure you saw yesterday against England.
Away with that. Jadeja's open the face of the bat there, running the ball behind square on the offside. Bringing 2 runs. And Olonga, fairly deepish at mid-off. Excellent shot there, Johnson straying down, a little bit short of a length, well picked up there by Ramesh.
Well, you ask what the extra ball costs when people bowl no balls. 6 off this one, is the answer. Too short, neatly struck away, just behind square, and just over the fence. First 6 of the match.
Well executed shot, just gave himself a little bit of room, rolled the wrist, but got the ball up in the air. Target of 253. Beautiful shot. Lovely shot through the covers by Ramesh.
Lovely free flow of the hands here. Beautiful face through the ball and just magnificent placement. It was in the air a little bit, but perfectly.
Challenge here for Olonga, usually tear away fast bowler. Good save. Desperate work in the field by Zimbabwe.
There is pretty easy run up there, leaning forward as most coaches advise you to get a little more speed, and then around the delivery stride just easing back, bowling from wide of the crease, and that could be the reason why he does not always get that outswinger on target. He's got to try and get closer to the stumps.
Just the 2 wides in the over. Otherwise,
now we're back at Leicester.
– 13 overs gone. The field now. Gained his place in the Indian Test side on the strength of the Test series on debut. Fine return right over the top of the stumps to the bowler's end. That'll go away. Olonga very, very fast, and in fact gets it. Had it come off the bat, it would have gone for 4, but they both
a single ball to come their way so they can recover their breath and be ready to bowl the next over. Henry Olonga, 2 consecutive deliveries, he's had to do a bit of running.
Zimbabwe did. Here's Olonga.
Good outswinger. And if he's observed bowlers like Richard Hadley, Ian Botham, Kapil Dev, who had beautiful outswingers. They got so close to the stumps. Six they have been allotted.
That'll be 4 wides now. Terrible delivery.
Well, look at that delivery now, having bowled the one that swung into the left-hander.
Gonna have a change in bowling. Another medium pace is going to come on. Guy Whittle is going to come on from the pavilion end. Raises India's 100 and raises the voices of the very strong Indian support around the ground here at Grace Road.
He wasn't playing, but when they found out the reason why, they were understanding.
Paid for.
Well, that's a very wayward ball. It's a no ball because it's above waist high. He gave absolutely no chance to the wicket-keeper. Very awkward bounce. They're incredibly hard to take. That's going to be a good save, and it is. Competent piece of fielding. And that's quite wide, but he's thrown his hands through it beautifully. And that's 5.5 from start to finish. Well, that's a beautiful shot. Any young cricketer wants to see how to throw his hand.
Days where he just sort of walked into the shot, but beautiful bat, full face of the bat, flying straight through the line of the ball. Excellent shot, controlled.
With it. Paul Strang, the leg grip.
Well, Mr. Campbell will certainly be hoping that Paul Strang can find his length immediately. Try and tuck him up.
Got.
Had to clip the pad or hit the pad. Good batting by Jadeja, just watching that press.
Jobs.
Well, that's a better over by Grant Flower. Just the 2 singles coming from that. I would imagine they'll be just telling each other to keep going. We don't need to do anything rash at this stage. We've got plenty of wickets in the shed. Just keep going. Flick it onto the leg side.
Graham, I think that's good cricket. I think they're trying to make something happen there. He's bowling one. Ramesh being very patient, just nudging the singles, not going for anything.
Oh!
No, Graham, I don't. I think he'll continue playing the way.
Slowed things down a little bit for the Indians, and well, they are trying to just develop this partnership. Last 19 shots now have been singles.
So Ramesh, in his first appearance in the World Cup, one away from a very well compiled half century. He wants a single, he'll have to hurry here. Looks as if he's home. Peter Willie not even asking for the replay, but taking a bit of a chance, but getting home and completing a very fine half century.
And how his day must have changed, Tony. Probably wouldn't have known until he got up this morning that he was actually playing in today's game, and that's a wonderful effort coming here in 50 in his World Cup debut.
Very anxious to get it, took the chance, and the throw was a pretty good one, but Jadeja is extremely quick between the wickets.
This is the area that I didn't really want to see us in.
Well, Jadeja changed his bat earlier. There was a huddle, and Alistair Campbell let him have a piece of his mind. Good shot over the top. Not quite. Trying to go over the top, and Strang running back and not quite being able to get there. Looked to go over the top, saw the mid-on in, and in the end just cleared him. Myers.
As opposed to wides and no balls. What a fantastic shot. Beautiful movement down the wicket, little shimmy. Placement absolutely superb. Alistair Campbell, wide extra cover. For me, shot of the day.
Yeah, no question. Look at the use of the feet here. Down the wicket, makes it into a half volley. Then
well, a change of tactics from Strang, going round the wicket now, probably looking for a little bit of rough.
Runs coming quite freely now, and when they can pick up the boundary in between, keeps things ticking over. They really do look in command here. They're looking at a rate which is not really testing, just over 5 and over.
Oh! Wow, Gobs! Right like
But
that.
it's a wicket here. Or down the wicket, and just dropping short of the fielder. So Ramesh taking some chances here.
Wow, Gobs!
Twice now off Grant Flower. He's just eluded the field with miss hits.
In a hurry. There's the chance that was created, and straight down Murray Goodwin's throat at mid-on. And that just might be the partnership breaker that the Zimbabweans require.
Well, the ball before, Jadeja came down, had a stern word with Ramesh. He had just cleared the field on 2 occasions. He didn't take heed of it, and straight into the hands of the mid-on fielder, Murray Goodwin, who earlier had that difficult chance which he couldn't hold on to. The fine innings by Ramesh ended, and it could be a significant dismissal. He goes for 55, 155 for 4.
And India require 99 for victory.
Robinson gets off the mark right away. So successful over from Flower. 1 for 14 now from 4 overs, 154.
4 bowlers in there, and just Mongia to come before them.
Just out of reach. Miss hit. Another superb shot down to the boundary for 4. That's the second time we've seen him play that shot. Paul Strang decided to go round.
Well, I think the idea from Paul Strang here, going around the wicket to the right hand, is to try and get the ball at leg stump and just outside, as Grant Flower's doing. But as you can see from that line, he's actually just drifted across to off stump and opened up the offside field, and Jadeja put it away neatly.
Playing really well now, Jadeja.
Those foot marks. A little bit too straight for me.
And to full. Down the ground for 4, so very expensive over from Paul Strang. 10 runs come off it. Might well be his last. 160.
Well overpitched, as you said, Tony, but indiscipline of the bowlers here. You just got the wicket.
That's the case, but saved the boundary.
Far too many at this level of cricket.
Third man into the picture. Good piece of fielding. Got in there. Gully has been placed. And very good running. These two are extremely fast between the wickets. So the Zimbabweans really will have to be on their toes. A run of balls so far in this over. 3 off the first 3. That'll do India. Wide number 20.
Robinson just walking across his stumps there. Got some bet on it, and again, very well run too. If he misses one of those, though, he could be still
Collecting the ball. See a little frustration coming through here with Zimbabwe. And they're defeating the opener against England. And overthrows possibly. No. Gone too far past the stumps. Well, Squirreliga will ask for the replay, but it was a mis-stumping. He was
actually rebounded off Andy and hit the stumps, or whether he broke them with his gloves.
You don't seem all that confident out there, the Zimbabweans. Dragged him down. Well, no ball in his hand there. Looked as if the ball was going to go onto the stumps, but he hit the stumps before with his gloves. This may give us a better view. Umpire Darrell here may find it very difficult to give that. Here is the Panay view of that. And in fact, his gloves did break the stumps. Just a fumble chance. Waiting for the decision of umpire Darrell here. The third umpire, the TV replay umpire today, and there it is. So a fumble stumping chance by Andy Flower off his brother Grant. Would have been an important wicket. Beautifully bowled, and that's out. Leg before. Heath Streak has struck a very important blow here. He's removed the dangerous Jadeja. He's come back specifically to make the breakthrough, and he's done just that with his third wicket.
Wicket to wicket here, not much swing. Aja having played so well and so straight throughout the day, and across that a little. And how important is that miss-stumping now, Tony?
So Jadeja goes, leg before to Heath Streak, 43, and India 174 for 5. New batsman is Ajit Agarkar, comes in to replace Jadeja. Umpire Peter Willey giving the decision, and what an important wicket that was. Make amends for that.
Well, the rate just creeping up as well, Tony. It's Pretty much a runner ball now, 6 and over.
It's well played to get off the mark.
Good fielding. Don't know if there's a great deal of confidence with the Zimbabwe fielders, but...
Yes, with the first ball being a dot ball, Ajit Agarkar, inexperienced, was under pressure to try and make the second one count. And he's well short because he hit the ball firmly to the fielder at mid-on. That allowed the fielder to attack the ball as well. The ball came out at nice speed. And you can see that Ajit Agarkar is short of the crease. It's the wicket that India didn't have to lose at this stage. There the red light goes, which means Ajit Agarkar has to walk back, and he's had a bad match. He's given away plenty of runs in his bowling stint. And they sent up the order ahead of Nayan Mongia to try and accelerate the scoring. He hasn't been able to do that. India losing their 6th wicket now for 175.
And Nayan Mongia, the new batsman coming to the crease. He won't. He's got away with that, top edge, ball running away. 2 runs. Well struck, straight to deep square leg. Poor return, Andy Flower won't be pleased with that. And then Ajit Agarkar run out. Well played by Robin Singh, ball
The remaining overs. What Ingles and the twos very hard now. This is the time for a lot of hard work, a lot of hard running.
And that's short ball, and that's well struck, and that ball is going all the way for 6 runs. Nayan Mongia just coming to the crease, but picked up that short ball from...
This is exactly what I meant by saying that there will be dot balls, but then an opportunity will present itself, and you've got to really capitalize. At a 6 now. He's got to play it intelligently. He's an experienced player. You can't really go for the wild slog like he attempted just now. What he's got to do is try and now push the balls for 1s and 2s.
That's a beautiful shot. Full length ball from Neil Johnson, beautifully timed by Nayan.
And then Mongia has dealt with it very nicely. Now the pressure is certainly off. Now they don't have to do anything silly, the Indians. Play it intelligently, use their experience. Both Robin Singh and Nayan Mongia, vastly experienced in the one-day game.
And India requires 64 runs from 67 balls. And 12 runs from the over, and at the end of the 35th over, India are 190 for 6.
This is a good tactic that is being used by the Zimbabweans. Having a left-hander bowling over the wicket at the right-hander's pads. It's not a good
shot, single to Robin Singh. Very well placed, just chipped that ball over the infield. Batsman putting pressure on the Zimbabwe outfielders, only a single. shot off the back foot by Mongia. Going back for two, very close. And the batsman on this occasion stick my neck out and say that he's in.
Well, I think he's struggling. There really wasn't any need for that second run, because they are well ahead of the asking grade. The ball's been struck firmly. It's gone to the fielder. Now, English grounds are not very big, so it's not like Australian grounds where you could have taken a chance. But over here, Robin Singh has had to dive, and I think he may be struggling just a little bit. I think it's the dive that has saved him. But it's a risk that's not worth taking, because he's the one recognised batsman that India have left, with due respect to Nayan Mongia.
Think about that decision.
Looking at the way it's not worked, what I think of the decision is easy to say. Hard and long distances, but he really didn't get the opportunity. The thinking wasn't wrong at all. Now this is what I mean. This is where they have to put pressure. They put pressure with the ones into twos and twos into threes, but not taking unnecessary risk. Here, look at the way Robin Singh is haired up for the first run. He's completed the second comfortably.
Well bowled by Paul Strang, fuller length, straight. And Robin Singh playing all
Side is off stump, he's able to sweep.
That's the end of the 37th over, and the Indian total goes on to 202 for 6. Let's put on 27 in 22 balls. Just getting India back on track.
Absolutely sure he shouldn't be going the aerial route. Work the ones and the twos.
Excellent shot there by, and that relieves a little bit of pressure from the Indian batsman.
Yes, this is an excellent shot because he's picked his spot well. There is a deep square leg and a wide long on. Good, sensible cricket there from Nayan.
Robin Singh on strike. Scored 19 runs off 26 balls. This partnership develops. Some intelligent cricket played by India, by the Zimbabwe fielders.
Well, that's a pick. No favours asked for, no favours given.
Very intelligent batting. India now have got create a little bit more pressure, make India hit over the top. Eight runs off the over, and the Indian total rolls along to 210 for 6. Googly there from Paul Strang. Well played. Good shot, Nayan Mongia. Only one for it. Realises no need. 3 runs off that over, and the Indian total goes up to 213 for 6. Mongia just playing that 2 or 3 overs. And a half chance there, put down an extra cover. Mongia giving himself a bit of room.
Yes, he wasn't able to get the elevation that he wanted, Mongia. It was just a little too close to the ball. Most like a half volley. That's why he hit it firmly, but catchable height to the fielder. Now he's done the right thing, having escaped. Just pushing the ball for a single.
And that's the end of Grant Flower's spell. 10 overs, 1 wicket for 33, and he's had both of these batsmen missed. Robin Singh and the Indian total 215 for 6. And Grant Flower, good bowling spell. Had both of these batsmen
to reassess the situation. They've had 2 quiet overs.
Ball well struck there by Mongia, 2 runs straight down the wicket. Not much wrong. He hit the Towns didn't make a great fist of this, got his feet in the wrong position. Ball came to him a little bit quicker than he expected. Good throw into Andy
Flower, his last of the quarter. The Indians didn't quite get the required runs. There were 2 quiet overs. So suddenly the pressure is back on the Indians.
Robin Singh surveying the field. Looks to see where he's going to place this ball. India playing some sensible cricket, just working this ball around. Certainly everyone in the ground riveted to the situation. And that's out, and Mongia swings across the line. There was no need for that at this stage of the innings, and that puts India on the back foot.
Well, those 2 quiet overs which I talked about led to this situation where the pressure was back on the Indians, so they had to do something different. They were pushing the ball straight to the fielders, unable to push it away for a single, so Mongia going across the line. But he's done a good job, 28 of 24 deliveries. India 219 for 7.
New batsman Javagal Srinath. It's well played. It's over. India 219 for 7, and there'll be a change in the commentary with Graham Fowler joining Sunil Gavaskar.
Robin Singh. He's a recognized batsman. Javagal Srinath can hit the ball.
Just a single. There's the equation as it stands now. We've talked all day about wides and no balls, extras in general, and with this being as tight as it is, I think it's a fair bet that the side that's giving away the least extras will be the winner. Or maybe not. There he goes to the leg side, but there's going to be nobody underneath that because it's gone all the way for 6. That was a magnificent hit.
This wasn't a miscue. This was right in the slot there. Strang bowling it a little flatter, therefore not giving the ball the opportunity to turn. It was right in the slot. It was the wrong one as well.
That's sensible. 26 needed. 26 balls remaining.
Well, that was right in the slot, and it was the wrong one, the wrong ball to bowl to a player who hits mainly on the onside.
Just the single. It's been a good over so far for India. Eight runs off the over so far and one ball remaining. Oh, there's a slight bit of panic setting in the Zimbabwe camp. 8 off the over, India 228 for 7. What they need to do, you can guarantee there's going to be a lot of discussion going on at the moment, not only between the batsmen, but also between the captain and the fielders. Gold dust dot balls.
There's going to be a lot of blind running now. Just going to set off because they'll try and make every ball count for something.
And that's gone through the gap. It'll only be a single. Straight to deep extra cover. That's a fine return as well.
He's reaching out for that. Just a little bit of width given to Robin Singh. But there is a fielder to cover for that shot.
Sensibly checked his stroke there. But that's not what Ed O'Brandy's needed to do. And Alistair Campbell will not be impressed with that. At this stage of the game, when it's really down to the wire, you can't afford simple mistakes like that.
The Indians putting him under pressure by taking that first turn very quickly. Made him take his eyes off the ball. Srinath was winding himself up for the big one, then checked the shot. But they took that first turn very quickly and put Ed O'Brien under pressure because he took his eyes off the ball. And the Indians got an extra run for that.
Well, that's a complete club down to mid-on. This time they'll only get one. Olonga's been put at long on, and Ed O'Brandy's after that misfield has been dispatched to short fine leg.
Well, we've been saying that Srinath's been setting his stall to go for the big one. Under edges it.
Cleverly bowled, but I'm afraid that's a complete Horlicks of a piece of fielding. Streak did well to dive and stop the ball, but then needlessly threw the ball well over Guy Whittle's head. And that's an extra run.
Well, I'm not too sure it was needless because Srinath was too far down the track and he slipped. The throw had been accurate. He may well have been run out.
And that's gone a long way. That's the maximum. Peter Willie puts his fingers in the air. And Javagal Srinath, I'd like to see him chop a tree down because he'd do it in one blow.
Well, that's what.
Well, that is just an absolute club. But it's gone miles and miles. It didn't get very high off the ground, but he's absolutely middled it. You'd like to say it's brute force and ignorance, but it's better than that. It's getting so exciting in the box that Sunil's had to disappear, and in his seat is John Embury. John, what do you think of that?
Well, I can think that Heath Streak's misfield and allowing Srinath to have the strike has created 7 runs instead of none, and certainly turned this game around in India's favour.
14 to win off 18 balls. Well, he's got a chance to make amends. Nicely played, cool, calm and collected. And that's well run. 2 easy runs. Robin Singh as cool as you like.
Good backing up and good running between the wickets by Srinath and Robin Singh. It was a well-placed ball just wide of mid-wicket. Srinath backing up well, and he's pretty quick between the wickets. And gets in for...
He's clipped it again. We'll get another 2.
I don't think there have been many games in this tournament that have ebbed and flowed as much as this one. From one side winning it, losing it, winning it, losing it. Fantastic game.
Seesawed all day long, but I think the ball's firmly in India's court now. They look almost certain to clinch this. Hat-trick could go down well though, wouldn't it?
243 for 7. Robin Singh been there since India required 6 runs and over, 12 overs ago. And very much the linchpin in keeping the lower order together. And Nayan Mongia on a partnership that got him in this position, and then 2 lusty blows by Javagal Srinath.
Oh, there's confusion here. Srinath desperate to get down to the striker's end. Could have been a single, maybe, yes, no, definitely not.
The last thing that India need at this stage when they're winning this game comfortably is a run out, and Srinath getting very excited with the situation.
That's another single. I get the feeling that the losing captain, whoever he is today, will give his team a firm dressing down, because rather than actually being beaten, you could say that the losers today have actually lost it themselves.
Good bowling by Heath Streak. Bowling just short of a length, very straight, tucking Srinath up, not giving him room to swing those arms through. And the ball very high there. Well played in the end. .13 balls remaining.
That's a good ball from He's streaky. Obviously doesn't want to give Srinath anything to swing his arms at. And at the end of the over, that's only 5 off that over.
Whoever wins this game are going to feel as though they got out of jail. Both sides this evening or tomorrow, when they analyse this particular match, will be ruining those extras they've conceded. And the wides and no balls have been a big feature of today's game.
Well, this could make or break it. Henry Olonga coming back on. The reason India, they have made the day difficult for themselves. They've only got 46 overs in which to reach the target, purely because they bowl their overs very, very slowly. But curiously enough, in the allotted time, India bowled 46 overs, and in the equivalent amount of time, Zimbabwe have only bowled 44.
Incredible statistic, but very understandable towards the end of a match when it becomes very tight, that the fielding side take a little bit more time over their field settings. And especially on this occasion, we've got Henry Olonga at the crease. Bit of a gamble, but I think Alistair Campbell realises he needs wickets and feels that if Henry Olonga can get the ball in the right area, then he may be the man.
Well, he's going to have to be now. Henry Olonga round the wicket to Robin Singh. Well, he sliced that one. It's just going to drop short, but they'll still pick up 2.
Henry Olonga just a little bit weird from the crowd getting excited. The supporters there getting to their feet as India ease towards this total of 253.
Yeah, but you could say they don't need to do that now. They only need 7 to win. And there's 11 balls remaining. They can keep the ball on the floor now. And that's a catch. That's out. Alistair Campbell's taking a low diving catch forward. And that's the end of Robin Singh. Well, this game still seesawing.
Well, Alistair Campbell brought on Henry Olonga, bit of a gamble. His first 2 overs went for 11, bowled a few wides and no balls, but repaying his captain's faith. Here Robin Singh hits the ball unnecessarily up in the air, and a good diving catch forward by Alistair Campbell. And can this bring Zimbabwe back into the game? India 246 for 7.
Ranil Kumble's at the crease, and there's only 10 balls remaining, and India only needs 7 runs to win. And the reason he's at the crease is because Captain Alistair Campbell took that catch. Well, I'm a little surprised that they almost turned that into pandemonium. I'm not so sure that we desperately needed this single.
Well,
and
the batsman well out on this occasion. Just a hint there in the replay here of Robin Singh. Just a hint of reverse swing. Olonga bowling round the wicket and encouraging Robin Singh to get a thick outside edge.
Well, what's going through Srinath's mind? Is he going to look for singles, or is he going to look to finish it in one blow? We'll soon find out. Well bowled, that's a great ball and a great stop as well. But I'm not so sure whether there was a need to give an extra single with the overthrow.
Well, whether it's the pressure getting to the Zimbabwe fielders, but it was unnecessary to throw that ball to the bowler's end. No one at the stumps. Good ball by Olonga. Great stop by Grant Flower in the gully. Release the ball quickly, but too quickly for anyone to get to the stumps. The ball goes too long on.
Bowled him. That's it. Henry Olonga's taking his second wicket in the over. Srinath clean bowled. India still need 4, and they're down to the last pair at the crease.
Well, one can't feel that that was a poor shot by Srinath. India 249 for 9. And Olonga jumping for joy as Srinath plays all around that delivery. Full-length ball. Javagal Srinath 18 off only 12 balls, 2 huge sixes in that total. And the Indian number 11 batsman, a lot of pressure on him. 249 for 9. Azruddin won't be a happy man up there. It's very important that Prasad plays this last ball from Olonga in this over out, so that Anil Kumble faces the first ball the next over, or most of the next over. Very poor cricket played by India at the end here. Got the equation down. And Srinath trying to finish the match in 1 hit. Unfortunately for him, the stumps go flying. Anil Kumble, the non-striker, be hoping that Prasad can keep this ball out.
Well, he's going to have to. If he doesn't keep this one out, then it's game, set and match to Zimbabwe. What a game this is. This is the end of Javagal Srinath. He may rue the wisdom of his choice of shot, but here we are back live. He's bound to be, he's out. Peter Willis decided that that's LBW, and a remarkable win by Zimbabwe. Henry Olonga has cleaned up the tail, and Zimbabwe win by 3 runs.
Absolutely astonishing cricket. Henry Olonga coming back on. Who would have thought that this is his 3rd over, 4th over. He's got 3 wickets for 22, 2 for 11 off of his first 2 overs, and David Houghton on the Zimbabwe balcony, ecstatic with that win. Great comeback, and disappointment there for India in a match that they felt that they should have won.
Remarkable, absolute. Henry Olonga in that last over took 3 wickets for 5 runs. The game looked done and dusted. It looked it all gone to India's way. Before that over, Henry Olonga had 3 overs, none for 17, but Peter Willis decided that that was LBW, and that is game, set and match. He's gone from 3 overs, none for 17 to 4 overs, 3 for 22.
It was an excellent over by Henry Olonga. Absolutely ecstatic, along with the rest of the Zimbabwean players. Disappointment for the Indian spectators in the crowd, and rightly so. We haven't seen too much of the Zimbabwe supporters in this match. It's been mostly India, but there they go. 1 or 2 Zimbabwean supporters there pleased with the outcome.
Well, if anybody wants to know what World Cup cricket's like, then this is a perfect match. And this is the incredible story of the Indian innings. Ramesh played very nicely through his 55. I was really disappointed in the way he got out. He got to 50 and then slogged, which I'm sure his captain won't be pleased about. 249 all out in 45 overs. A complete change from what we expected. If you go through the Zimbabwean ball, Grant Flower was the outstanding bowler throughout his 10 overs. Henry Olonga, what a way to finish a game. He had 3 overs, none for 17. 4 overs, 3 for 22. Well, there it is. Zimbabwe 252 for 9 of their 50 overs. India were restricted to 46 overs because they didn't bowl them in time. And it really looked as though for a long time India was sewing up the game. Henry Olonga had different ideas, and in the end they fell 3 runs short.